It's great to see you all. We're in for a treat today. What happened was last night, me and fiancée Travers Lazons were supposed to get Chinese, but the Chinese that we normally get wasn't open. It was closed. So we decided to get fish and chips instead. So I got cotton chips, fish and chips, and it was absolutely wonderful. So I've decided today to get these. These are sausages in batter. Sausages in batter. I don't know if you get them in America or Canada, but they are absolutely fantastic. They're pretty much a big giant sausage dipped in batter and deep fried. And I've got some chips here too, which are proper chip shop chips. Chip shop chips. Chip shop chips. Right. Now we can only have one thing to drink with this, and that is the old... You want me to get you a cola? ZX Cola. A nice slow release of air and a nice little fizz in a can as well, guys. As I was saying yesterday, I prefer it from the can. I just think it tastes better than out of the bottle, but that's just me. I got, as always, the door, the eyebrow, and the paw in binaural. And if you have your headphones on, that sounds blooming marvellous. Okay, I am drier than a drain pipe in a drought, so I'm going to have a good old chug on this. Now I got a brilliant request. First the chips, hang on. And the request was from this wonderful person. What are my favourite Pink Floyd album covers? Not a word, TikTok. Oh, that's delicious, man. Yeah, so my favourite Pink Floyd album covers. The first one that I love is Gumma. It's the first Pink Floyd album cover that really caught my eye. And as you can see, it's a really good cover. So well done. It's where they're swapping, where each of them are in a garden and in the house, with the album soundtrack to Gigi as well. It was just such a brilliant cover. Unfortunately for me, the cover is better than the album. It's not one of my favourite Pink Floyd albums, if I'm honest, but the cover, absolutely fantastic. Oh, they're delicious. Another one I like, although it's actually not a Pink Floyd studio album per se, it's a compilation. And that is a collection of great dance songs. It's a compilation I have spoken about before. But I just love the cover, of the two people dancing, and they've got the strings sort of holding them up and that. Yeah, I thought that was really good. So yeah, although it isn't an actual proper Pink Floyd album, still a good cover. That is one juicy sausage. The next one is The Wall. Now, The Wall is my second favourite album by Pink Floyd, and I do love the cover because it's just so simple. It's very simple. It's literally just a wall, but the way Pink Floyd The Wall's written on it, I think it was written by Gerald Scarfe, who did the animation as well for the film. And it's just really cool. I do like that one. The next one is Dark Side of the Moon. Again, I've got it there as well. So simple, like going through a prism, but it's so iconic. The album, which is my favourite album by Pink Floyd, is brilliant. And that cover is just amazing. next one is metal. And why I love this is because you can't really work out what it is until you know what it is. You can't ever work out what that is there. Which is what made it so intriguing. Absolutely brilliant. What it actually is someone's ear underwater. You have a good look at it. You still can't really tell that that's what it is, but that is what it is. And I thought that was fantastic. So that's another one of my favourites. Oh, do you want a bit of Mars sausage? The next one is Wish You Were Here, which is this one behind me, and also the one you can see now. They get two men to stand in the Warner Brothers backlot, set fire to one of the men, quickly get him to shake hands and quickly put him out as quickly as they possibly can. Now that to me is a brilliant album cover. Again, so much that went into it. Now the next one is a momentary lapse of reason. Now I've got to take my hat off to Storm Thorgerson, who designed pretty much most of the Pink Floyd album covers, but he really went out on this one full belt, because if you look at it, every single bed there is real. That hasn't been copied and pasted. That really is hundreds of beds. And what happened is when they went there to shoot it, they started unloading all the beds. but then it rained. So they had to put all the beds back again and come back the next day. So, a lot of work gone into that. You've got, the dogs there in the background, representing the track. Dogs of War. Also, there's a guy up in the sky, flying, which is, to commemorate the track learning to fly. The guy sitting on the bed. Looks a bit like Roger Waters. No one knows for sure, but whether it was to do with the fact that he recently left the band and didn't want him to use the name Pink Floyd, and they went through a load of, hassle and legal battles, but that is one brilliant album cover. And then come to my most favourite, and that is Animals. Now, not only is Animals one of their best albums, but it's my absolute favourite Pink Floyd album cover, because it's, Battersea Power Station, the pig floating above it. It's just so iconic. And what made it special for me is when I lived in London, I used to have to go to see a therapist at a London hospital for my mental health problems and issues. And when I was on the train, you would pass Battersea Power Station. And it was so cool. And also, that is a massive inflatable pig. And what happened is they went to Battersea Power Station, inflated the pig, but for some reason they didn't do the shoot that day. They had to come back the next day. Now, on the day they did the first shoot that they didn't do, they had a marksman, because it had these things that kept it from floating away, but in case it did, go get loose from the ropes, they had a marksman that could shoot it down. It gets there the next day. But there was no marksman there. They done it anyway, and of course the pig broke loose from the ropes and went floating off over London. was in the papers the next day. This big pig was floating alongside a 747 jumbo jet. So not only is it a brilliant album and a brilliant cover, it's also a fantastic story behind it as well. Oh guys, I can't eat no more. I'm absolutely full up. But what a lovely meal. So nice. Let me know, all my friends from like around the world, whether you get sausages in batter. I'd like to know, because we get them here in the UK. Okay guys, it is brilliant to see you as always. I will be back very soon, and it's time for the relaxation segment. Let me know guys if you want me to keep doing this. If you don't want to, I won't, but let's give this a little try. In the meantime, have yourself